I'm already excited, so thank you. So I usually be doing poetry. I'm gonna tell y'all some jokes. Oh my gosh. Okay. So I have some exciting news. So the first half of my year was complete garbage, like dating wise. But I promoted my little friend to my boyfriend like a month ago. So I'm really excited about that. Thank you. So it's been fun. So he is black, but I count him as the first white man I've ever dated because he does have me doing like a lot of white people stuff. Um, like he took me to a concert in Columbus last week for somebody named JPEG Mafia. I don't know if anybody in here has ever heard of him. I see a couple of people know what I'm talking about. So when we drove up to that concert, and you know the line that you see outside of a concert before you go inside, every 50 white people we saw, there was one black person. And I was like, I've only taken you to R&B concerts. I don't know where you have me at. I'm a little scared, to be honest with you. But it was a pretty fun concert. There were a lot of interesting like smells there, but I feel like overall I had a pretty good time. But I feel like it's kind of nice dating somebody that does different stuff to me because now I can relate because a lot of my other black girlfriends are married to white men, so now I get some of the stuff they be talking about. So it's like now I also just know people that have boats, you know, like stuff like that. And then like he's trying to get me to listen to somebody named like Soccer Mommy, and it's like even if you don't know who that is, they're not black. So, you know, it's been helping me expand my horizons a little bit. But I guess the hard part still is that like a lot of my friends that are with like white people are married. So it's like I'm 32 and I just started a relationship a month ago, so we don't really have the same things to talk about. So like I'll be telling them, oh my gosh, I met this cool guy, he's so nice, his favorite color is green, isn't that so great? And then they'll be like, oh, I love that for you. Me and my husband just put each other in our wheels, so. And it's like, girl, first of all, I did not ask you that. You don't have to try and outdo me. I was trying to be excited about something. But, you know, but white people were cool, like, because now I've met a bunch of his white friends, and then, you know, my friends and their white partners. I got a couple of white friends that I met from doing writing stuff. There's 2 white people I know here, at least. Yeah, one back there, and then good old Q over there. I was trying to find you. I was looking around, I was like, where did you go? I was looking for you. But no, Q is actually one of my best friends. Not even my best white friend. He's just one of my favorite people in the world. Give it up for Q real quick. Give it up for friendship. So I'm about to tell y'all how Q became my best friend. Actually, I remember the day it happened. It happened back in January. I actually texted him earlier today. I asked him, was it okay to tell this joke? He's like, sure, I don't care. So back in January, I was pretty new to the poetry scene. I had just done like a couple open mics. I knew people, but I didn't know people too great. So I was trying to like branch out. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna stay after an open mic. I'm gonna hang out with people. I'm gonna like smoke weed. I'm gonna like do a bunch of stuff. I'm gonna talk. I'm gonna be social because that's what, if you don't smoke weed, it's very hard to hang out with poets. You cannot drink, but if you don't smoke, it's like you can, but you're gonna get a lot of contact high hanging around with poets. So we were leaving, and I was walking back to the parking lot to go back to my car. And then Q was like, oh, I'll walk you to your car. Because, you know, it's dark outside. It's like 2 in the morning. It was very nice of him to do that. So I'm sorry. So it's okay. I just like that you're already like really invested in this. It makes me feel like I'm doing pretty good. So we're like walking to the parking lot. And it's not that big of a parking lot, so we like get to the parking lot. We walk around for like 30 seconds or so. I don't see my car. I haven't told Q this yet because me and him, we haven't known each other that long. This is our first time really like hanging out one-on-one. And it's like, I didn't see my car. I didn't tell him, but the parking lot's not that big. I think he's starting to get a little suspicious that I don't see my car. And then he eventually asked me like, oh, like, is everything okay? And I was like, I don't see my car out here. And then he was like, oh, maybe you just parked it in a different part of the parking lot. And it's like, yeah, this parking lot only fits like 10 cars, but yeah, sure, maybe that's what I did. And then we just start walking around. I tell him what kind of car I drive. I tell him like my license plate so he can look on one side, I look on the other side. We get back to the middle, neither of us see my car. And this is around the time the Kia boys was like stealing cars. Like this is like the same time that I don't have a Kia, but I don't know how much my car looked like a Kia in the dark. I don't know what Kia look like. I don't know cars, right? I don't know. So I'm like, all right. And then we keep looking around, then we meet back in the middle of the parking lot, and then Q, he sees a bunch of broken glass on the ground. And he shows it to me. He don't even want to tell me. I could tell that he didn't. And he was like, was your car parked over here? And it's like, I don't know. I want to say no, but right now I'm not too sure. And then I didn't want to cry because it's like, I don't like crying in front of people. And also, I'm like, he was basically a stranger to me. I'm not about to cry in front of a stranger. I don't want to make it weird for him. Because at that point I was like, yeah, let me be more worried about crying in front of him and not figuring out what happened to my car. And then like Q just goes like full John Wick, and it was crazy. It was just, he was like, oh, because we like, the open mic was in like a parking lot that was next to like an apartment complex, and he was like, oh, we can go inside and we can look for like, ask them if they have video footage like in the parking lot so we can see when they took your car. He said the craziest shit after that. He was like, oh, maybe they're still driving around and we can go see if we can find them. It's like, find them and do what? What exactly are we gonna do if we find my car right now? Like, clearly they broke into my car. What are you prepared to do that I don't know about? And then like he's saying all this stuff and he's like, oh yeah, and then if we gotta call police, don't worry, I'll do it because and I was like, I do know, and I really appreciate you saying that. That's an ally right there. I didn't even have to ask him, he just said it by himself. And then me and Q both live in Cleveland Heights, so he was like, oh yeah, I can like drop you off at home and then we can figure out all this stuff, or we could like go inside and whatever you feel like doing or whatever you feel up to doing. And I was like, that's really nice of you. You don't even know nothing about me. So that was like the first time I went to like a poetry thing, and I was like, well, it's nice, like I get to do poetry, I get to do open mic, but I also have like real friends down here. So, shout out to the power of friendship. Yeah, shout out to that. And then like we're walking and he's still trying to make me feel better about the whole situation. And he's like, yeah, like I can't believe that like it was so easy for people to do something like that. Like I know it's a bunch of people stealing cars right now, but it shouldn't be easy. And then he was like, yeah, they have all these cameras out here, all these people live in these apartments, there's all these security cameras, all these parking lots, and it should be harder for people to do it. And then I was about to say something really nice, right? But then I thought about something that he said, and it's like, did you say it's parking lots, like with an S? How many parking lots is over here? Because I didn't know it was like another parking lot. And then he looked at me like I was the dumbest nigga in the world. So let me tell you about an affliction I have. I'm really smart before I tell you. I went to Case Western. I have a hard, but I have a really hard time with my left and my right. I'm one of them people that gotta do like this. So when I left the building, I was supposed to go left, but I went right out the building, and I didn't know it was more than one parking lot. I had only been to that open mic like 2 other times, and both times my brother drove. So I gave him a couple seconds to look at me like I was stupid. I knew he wasn't gonna say it. But we drove to the other parking lot, and guess what? My car was there. Yay! And I feel like in that moment, that's why I understood like why my boyfriend has so many white friends and why my friends was married to so many white people, because I feel like if I was with a black person in that moment, it wouldn't have went the same. Like they couldn't have like, oh yeah, I'll call the police. It's like, call them and say what? They're gonna see 2 black people in a parking lot with some broken glass on the ground. What we gonna say? You don't even know what my car looks like. We don't even know each other all like that. So shout out to white people. Shout out to allies, So yeah, and specifically again, shout out to Q. And then yeah, that was all. Thank you.